Since its inception, the Aadhaar has always been in controversy, and once again the Aadhaar is in news, but this time it is because of the Aadhaar voter ID linkage. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the issue of Aadhaar voter ID linkage. So first let us look at the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at what is the news, then why the government want the linkage of Aadhaar and voter ID, is the linkage mandatory, and why Aadhaar is preferred over all other voter IDs. Then what are the issues with the linking of Aadhaar and voter ID, what are the operational difficulties that is coming, and then in the end the way forward. In the end of the video we will be looking at a prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from general studies paper 2, government policies and intervention. See, from prelims point you need to know that what is the issue of Aadhaar and voter ID linkage and what is Aadhaar and voter ID, while from mains point this is a very important topic and you need to know that why is the Aadhaar voter ID linkage mandatory or why is it not, then why Aadhaar is preferred over other IDs, what are the issues and what are the operational difficulties. So let's get started and see the news. This news has been taken from the Hindu Explained and it says the concerns around Aadhaar voter ID linkage. So this is the central idea, that why the government is talking about the Aadhaar and the voter ID linkage. What has happened that this news or this linkage of Aadhaar and voter ID is considered to be so important, and why the government is putting this idea in front again. Then it says that the election commission's campaign to promote the linkage of Aadhaar and voter ID. So the election commission is campaigning to promote the linkage of voter ID and Aadhaar, and this has begun on August 1st of this year, and in the first 10 days since its launch it has been seen that almost 2.5 crore Aadhaar card holders have voluntarily submitted their details to the election commission so that the Aadhaar and the voter ID can be linked. So a lot of people are coming in person and voluntarily giving their details to the election commission so that the linkage of voter ID and the Aadhaar can be done. So see these images, this is a voter ID while this is a Aadhaar. So how many digits are there in an Aadhaar number? There are 12 digits which are written in pair of 4 digits. This is 4, 8, 12. So in total in an Aadhaar number there are 12 digits. So this is voter ID and this is Aadhaar. Now why the government want this linkage? Why the government is saying and the election commission is campaigning to link the Aadhaar with the voter ID? So the election commission conducts regular exercises to maintain an updated and an accurate record of the voter base. See, it is the duty of the election commission to maintain the updated and the accurate voter ID or the electoral roll. So they need the updated information all the time whenever the election takes place, and most of the time which is that ID of a person which is the most circulated or is present in the maximum amount or with the maximum number of people, that ID is Aadhaar. Around 99% of people have Aadhaar at this point of time. So it would be very appropriate for the election commission to update and make an accurate electoral base according to the Aadhaar. If they would have the details of the Aadhaar, then linking it with the voter ID would make things easy for them. Then this will also solve the problem of wiping out the duplication of voters, as duplication of voters is one of the most important and the most curious problem that as a nation we go through, and we're trying to solve it since many years, but this is not taking place, and this is not happening as we want. As many a times we have seen that more than a person goes to vote for more than two times, and if many a times it is seen that whenever a person goes out to vote, his or her vote has been cast by someone else. So as a nation we go through these kind of problems, and this can also be solved if the linkage of Aadhaar and voter ID would take place. Then weeding out of duplication of voters, for example, the migrant workers. This is also taking place as registered more than once on the electoral rolls in different constituencies. So if a person is registered from different constituencies and has been registered twice, so this problem can also be solved, as when the Aadhaar and the voter ID would be linked. So if the person is having more than one voter ID, then that person can be recognized or can be found out through their Aadhaar. Then persons registered multiple times within the same constituency. This problem also we see, but these problems come out only at the time when the election is taking place and when the people go out to vote. Only when these kind of problems are pointed out. But if the Aadhaar and the voter ID would be linked, then these kind of problems can be solved much before the election takes place, or much before the electoral roll is prepared, or much before the people go out and vote, ensuring that only one voter ID is issued per citizen of India. As again I have told you that people in our country or people in India, many a times it is seen that they have more than one voter ID, which creates a problem at the time of voting or at the time of elections. So these problems can be solved if the linkage of Aadhaar with voter ID would take place. Now let's coming to, is the linking mandatory? So last year Election Laws Amendment Act came up, and which amended the Representation of People Act 1950, and section 23 clause 4 was inserted in the Representation of People Act 1950. Read carefully, as this statement is in double inverted commas, and it says that electoral registration officer may, for the purpose of establishing the identity of any person, for the purpose of establishing the identity of any person, or for the purposes of authentication of entries. The important word here becomes authentication of entries in electoral roll of more than one constituency, or more than once in the same constituency. So the important word becomes authentication. For citizens already enrolled, require them to furnish their Aadhaar numbers. So it is said that the Aadhaar numbers will need to be provided by the people who are enrolled already. Now let's see that changes has also made to the registration of electoral rules 1960, and rule 26B has been added, and rule 26B says that every person whose name is listed in the roll may intimate his Aadhaar number to the registration officer. So the rule 26B which has been added is also saying that all the people whose name is listed in the electoral roll may intimate his Aadhaar number to the registration officer. So the Aadhaar number need to be provided by the people to the registration officer. Then use of discretionary language throughout the amendments have been accompanied by assurances by both the government and the election commission. Then comes the linkage of the Aadhaar with voter ID is optional and not seem to be reflected in form 6B. Then what is form 6B? We will come to this. To be reflected in form 6B issued under the new rule 26B. So this line becomes important, as it says that linkage to the Aadhaar with voter ID is optional. It is not mandatory. This is what this is saying. Not seem to be reflected in form 6B which is issued in the new rule 26B. So under rule 26B, there is one form which is 6B, and under it is given that linkage of the Aadhaar with voter ID is optional. So first let us look at what is form 6B so that the statement becomes clear to you. Form 6B is a form in which the format in which Aadhaar information may be submitted to the electoral registration officer. So form 6B is a format, like for example, this is a form which a person needs to submit to the officer. So this form will be having certain format. So the format, form 6B is the format in which Aadhaar information may be submitted to the registration officer, and form 6B provides the voter to either submit their Aadhaar number or any other listed document. So it is not mandatory that only the Aadhaar number can be given. Any other document can also be given. Then other listed document is exercised only if the voter does not have the Aadhaar number. So I'll tell you in an easy way. See, form 6B is present under, see this, rule 26B, and rule 26B was added in the registration of electoral rules 1960, and form 26B, under which form 6B comes, it says that it is a format in which Aadhaar information, so the Aadhaar information needs to be given to the electoral officer in a certain way, in a certain format. So that format is present in form 6B. Okay, then form 6B also says that Aadhaar number needs to be submitted or any other listed document can also be given. But any other listed document can only be given when the Aadhaar number is not present with the person. So if the person has the Aadhaar number, then the Aadhaar number will be given to the other person. Otherwise, it will not be given. So now next comes that why Aadhaar is preferred over other IDs. Then by the end of 2021, it was seen that 99.7% of the adult Indian population have an Aadhaar card. So 99.9% is not a small number, it is a huge number. In a country which is so populous like India, which has a population of more than 130 crores, a population of 99.7% having an Aadhaar card is a huge landmark which we have achieved. Then the number of people having Aadhaar card far exceeds the people having driving license, ration cards, PAN cards. So this is why Aadhaar is preferred over other IDs. And Aadhaar also allows for biometric authentication. What is biometric authentication? See, biometric authentication is when you have given your fingerprint or your facial recognition or your eye recognition. All these things, when they come under biometric authentication. So Aadhaar has this biometric authentication, and this authentication and verification is considered to be more reliable, quicker and cost efficient when compared to the other IDs. See, when you have the biometric authentication, then what becomes easy? All the things are computerized. So finding information all over the country becomes easy because all the systems would be interconnected. So all finding information becomes very easy from one corner of the country to another corner of the country. So that is why things become more interconnected. Things become more connected. Finding information becomes easy. So that is why the Aadhaar is better as compared to all other IDs. See, in the Puttaswamy case, what happened was, it was asked whether the mandatory linking of Aadhaar with bank accounts was constitutional or not. It was asked whether linking of bank account or Aadhaar was constitutional or not. Not only for new bank accounts but also for existing ones. So the bank accounts which needed to be linked with the Aadhaar was not only the new accounts but also the existing accounts, failing which the individual will not be able to operate their bank account. This is what the case was becoming. Then what came was, then the other means of verification and authentication was allowed if the person does not hold an Aadhaar. So in this case also it was said that if the person has Aadhaar, then Aadhaar would be used. But if the person does not possess Aadhaar, then the other IDs can also be used. Given the wide coverage of Aadhaar, the current design would in effect mandate Aadhaar linkage. So if the Aadhaar is present with the person, then the Aadhaar would be allowed. If Aadhaar would not be present, then instead of Aadhaar, any other ID could be used in place of Aadhaar. Then Aadhaar for authentication or verification would not be considered violative of their informational autonomy, that is right to privacy. Many a times in the linking of Aadhaar with the bank account, a question was raised, which was that if we link our bank account with the Aadhaar, then this is a violation of the right to privacy. But it was said that this would not be considered a violation of their informational autonomy, which was right to privacy. Then in Lal Babu Hussain 1995 case, Supreme Court held that right to vote cannot be disallowed by insisting only on 4 proofs of identity. That the right to vote cannot be disallowed only on the basis of 4 proofs of identity, and voters can rely on any other proof of identity and obtain the right to vote. So this says that if the person does not have any Aadhaar, so that does not mean the person would not be given the right to vote. This was said in Lal Babu Hussain case in 1995. Now let's come to the part of operational difficulties. What are the difficulties that are coming or that will come in linking the Aadhaar with the voter ID? First is purpose of determining voters. Aadhaar is only a proof of residence and not a proof of citizenship. This is one of the biggest drawbacks that people come across, is that Aadhaar when it came was considered only a proof of residence but not a proof of citizenship. It only help in tackling duplication but will not remove voters which are not citizens of India. So if, because a person, it has been seen, that has made many voter IDs and even the Aadhaar cards also, the duplication of Aadhaar cards is also taking place in the market. So if a person has Aadhaar, it does not mean that on the basis of Aadhaar, the people who are not citizen of India can be removed from it. It will only help in tackling duplication but will not remove voters who are not citizens of India. Then second point comes the error rates. Unique Identification Authority of India in 2018 has given a data which says that Aadhaar based biometric authentication has a 12% error rate. It says if the Aadhaar based authentication of a person has not taken place, that does not mean that the person will be deprived of any privilege or any opportunity, because the error rate is so high. If like for example, take, we have 100 crore of population. In 100 crore, what is 12% means? More than 10 crore population. So you cannot deprive more than 10 crore people of any opportunity or any privilege if the error has taken place. So that is why it was said that a person would not be denied of benefits in case Aadhaar based authentication could not take place. Then the civil societies have also pointed out that linking of electoral rolls and Aadhaar could lead to the linkage of Aadhaar's demographic information with voter ID. The linkage of information can lead to right of the privacy violation. This is what the civil society has come up with, a point that linkage of Aadhaar with voter ID can lead to the violation of right to privacy, and this can also lead to a state which is called surveillance state. So then the Puttaswamy judgment came and it was said that use of biometric based authentication and verification did not the important point, the important word here becomes did not lead to the creation of a surveillance state. So it was said that if the voter ID would be linked to the Aadhaar card, this will not lead to surveillance state. See, whenever you people would be writing your mains answers related to this topic, then quoting the main point or the main cases or the Supreme Court judgment becomes extremely important to fetch extra marks, because these are the things which makes your answer more credible and authentic, because you are writing something which has weight in it. So understanding these points, that when did the things came and when not, like I'll give you one example in this. Like for example, you can say that civil society came up with this issue of that linking of Aadhaar with voter ID would create violation of right to privacy and would create the surveillance state. Then you can write in suggestions like, according to the Puttaswamy judgment, use of biometric based authentication and verification did not lead to the creation of surveillance state. This is how the mains answer writing should be done. Now let's come to way forward. Way forward, recently it has been seen that a writ petition has been filed with the Supreme Court for the issue of linking of Aadhaar with the voter ID, and the way forward can be in this is that the government should clarify through correction in the form 6B that linking is not mandatory, it is optional. And in very simple terms, it should be written that if a person has Aadhaar, then they need to provide Aadhaar. If they do not have the Aadhaar, then any other ID can also be provided. Then they can also expedite the enactment of a data protection legislation, because many a times we have seen that the question which comes up is of the violation of right to privacy. So if they can come up with a data protection legislation, then the right to privacy can also be saved. Now let's come to a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section, which says the K.S. Puttaswamy case is associated with which fundamental right? It says A, right to privacy, right to equality, right to freedom, and none of the above. So let's come to the last slide of today's video, and this is a mains practice question. This question is of 10 marks and it says state both the positives and the negatives of linking Aadhaar with voter ID. So you need to talk about first what is the issue of linkage of Aadhaar with the voter ID, and then about the positives, and then about its negative. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.